Hello and welcome to all the viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Prime on Global TV. We're live in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Edikan Michael. On Global TV News Prime headlines, President Tinubu seeks confirmation of Ohiri as DG NIHIA. FCT Minister places 20 million bounty on 2 notorious kidnappers. NLC seeks annual review of minimum wage. And on the foreign scene, Italy fines BAT Amazon 7 million euros over misleading tobacco ads. President Bola Tinubu has asked the Senate to confirm the Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Yemi Kadusa as the chairman of the Monetary Policy Committee of the Apex Bank. The newly constituted MPC will hold its first policy meeting under Kadusa between February 26 and 27. The appointment was contained in a letter from Tinubu's address to Senate President Godswill Akpabio and read on the floor at the plenary. Vice President Kashim Shettima has arrived at the venue of the swearing-in of Bayelsa State Governor Diri and his deputy Lawrence in Yenagoa. Diri and his deputy had earlier arrived at Samson Siasa Sport Complex in Yenagoa for the second term inauguration. They will take fresh oath of office to be administered by the State Chief Judge Justice Malita. The Vice President of Liberia, Jeremiah Kung, is also gracing the event. Also present are former President Olusegun Obasanjo and Goodluck Jonathan, among other dignitaries. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has administered the oath of office on 3 new senators who recently won by-elections in their respective districts. They are Palmed, Actions Democratic Party, Plateau North, Anthony Ani, All Progressive Congress, Ebonyi South, and Mustapha Musa of All Progressive Congress in Yoruba East. They were subsequently led to their respective seat after the swearing-in during plenary in Abuja. We has more details.
During plenary, the upper chamber also went into a closed-door meeting with the service chiefs owing to the worsening security situation in the country. Security chiefs in attendance include Chief of Defense Staff, Chief of Army Staff, the Chief of the Air Staff, and Chief of Naval Staff. Aside security issues, the lawmakers also were concerned about Nigeria's economy. Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, was also in the Senate chamber with lawmakers. Uyi Agbomofwegbe, Global Television News.
About 60 members of the Federal House of Representatives are currently seeking amendment to the 1999 Constitution to transition from the current presidential system to the parliamentary system of government. Led by a lawmaker representing Lagos State under the All Progressive Congress, Wale Raji, the lawmakers identified the need for reducing the cost of government and robust policy debate, among others, as part of some of the reason for demanding a return to the parliamentary system. Meanwhile, following a 10-hour closed-door meeting with service chiefs and some key ministries discussing rising insecurity, the Senate has expressed satisfaction with how the service chiefs have been managing the security situation in the country. The Senate said it was impressed with the determination and focus of the service chiefs in addressing the situation. It urged them to continue to be steadfast in ensuring the security of lives and property. The closed-door session was held preliminary because of the nation's worsened insecurity situation, as there has been a rise in the insecurity across Nigeria, with almost daily cases of killings and kidnappings. The Nigeria Governors Spouses Forum has called on the federal and the state government to declare state of emergency on substance abuse and illicit drug trafficking in Nigeria with a view to mobilizing resources to tackling the pandemic. The call was one of the resolutions in a communique signed by the chairperson of the forum and First Lady of the Kwara State. Ambassador Olufago Oborose issued on Tuesday, 13 February 2024 at the end of a 2-day drug prevention treatment and care training organized by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. The NDLA wise of the state governors in Abuja, while acknowledging the urgent need to take control and revigorate the state drug control committees for optimal functioning for the state that have one. The governor's wife stressed the need for federal government and state governors to declare state of emergency on illicit drug use and trafficking pandemic with a view to mobilizing resources to tackling it. Nigerian security chiefs have resolved to use the National Identification Number (NIN) and the Bank Verification Number (BVN) for identifying and apprehending criminals. The chairman of the Senate Committee on Media and Publicity, Yemi Adaremodu, disclosed interagency rivalry and lack of synergy between security agencies had been identified as some of the challenges of Nigeria's security architecture. Insecurity has worsened in many parts of Nigeria with daily reports of killings and kidnapping. This necessitated the meeting with the security chiefs with the Senate. And the Nigerian government has requested the assistance of international crime police organizations Interpol to hunt and arrest three defendants in the alleged withdrawal of $6.2 million from the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) last year through a forged document. The Office of the Special Investigator of the CBN, Jim Obazim, made the request after obtaining an order of the Federal High Court in Abuja. The office threw the letter by its head of operations, Alo Ruposiakbo, named the defendant as Adamu Abubakar, Imam Abubakar, and Odo Ochene. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission had earlier charged Ochene, who is at large, alongside former CBN Governor Gauri Mefele before the Federal High Court in Abuja, with stealing the said sum under the presence that it requested by the presidency to pay international election observers. Minister of State, Labour and Employment in Kiriko has hosted a meeting between the federal government and organized labor to staff off the planned strike by the Nigerian Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress deadlock. The party in Abuja could not convince the unions to suspend the strike slated for February 23rd. This was a decision of masters, bankers and caretakers of Nigeria threatened to down tools by February 27, 2024 if the federal government failed to implement the agreement it entered into in the association in 2020. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, in an interview sought the understanding of the unions, saying they are optimistic Labour will see reasons of strike be averted in the interest of the nation. House of Representatives has tasked the Federal Ministry of Health with taking decisive action against hospitals and healthcare facilities refusing to treat accident or gunshot patients without a police report. The resolutions followed the adoption of a motion by Odianose Okeye, APC, at the plenary on Tuesday in Abuja. Earlier, Okeye said that the provisions of Section 1 of the Compulsory Treatment and Care for Victims of Gunshot Act 2017 provide that every hospital is to receive and treat victims of gunshot wounds with or without police clearance. According to him, hospitals and healthcare facilities have an ethical and legal obligation to preserve human life regardless of the circumstances. Nigerian Labour Congress NLC has called on the federal government to consider annual review of national minimum wage because of inflationary trend and value of naira. Joe Ajero, NLC president, made this call in Abuja at the second National Labour Adjudication and Arbitration Forum, organized by the National Employers Consultative Association. Ajero said government should have a rethink on the 5-year cycle of minimum wage because it was not favorable to the Nigerian workers. According to him, no matter the amount negotiated, it will not have been eaten up by the inflation before the end of the 5-year cycle. There is a need to tinker with the law providing for 5-yearly renegotiation of the national minimum wage to allow for yearly adjustment of wages based on the rate of inflation and value of the naira. The Nigeria Police Force has raised alarm over the increasing cases of involvement of the Nigerian youth between age 20 and 25 in criminal activities ranging from kidnapping to gun running nationwide, urging parents to be alert and give their children proper home training. The alarm was raised through the Force Public Relations Officer SCP Olumayia, while 26 suspects of various offenses. Kikalomo Okere tells us more stories.
Numbering 26, these suspects on parade for various offenses ranging from kidnapping, unlawful possession of firearms, gun running, courtesan, to mention but few. Items recovered from them includes 10 sets of military camouflage uniforms, 10 pieces of camel pack, 12 military hats, 3 cardigans, 3 t-shirts, 2 belts, and 3 anklets were recovered from the suspects. Police also recovered weapons which include 6 AK-49 rifles, 2 SMG, 1 locally fabricated AK-47 rifle, a revolver, 290 rounds of AK-47 live ammunition, 4 AK-47 magazine, 2 SMG magazine, 2 pump-action rifles, a Dane gun, 2 Volkswagen cars, bags containing several illicit drugs, 2.2 million naira cash, and other dangerous weapons. The force spokesman says police operative acting on credible intelligence launched a manhunt and arrested a suspect over illegal possession of prohibited firearms in Kaduna.
Each of these individuals played a distinct role in perpetuating crimes that have been instilled fear and anguish in communities across the nation. Since when you don't start this business?
You want to speak the truth.
Okay.
Abunda ke akwai ni ban san wannan bawan Allah shi mai gidan Hanza wanda ke daji ana ce mai Ma'azu Hanza ya tura mai lambata. That one man in the bush who is boss to Muazu, that one bandit in the bush, that Hamza sent his number to him. It's true. To daman akwai wata makalkashiya wadda shi wannan mun taba faɗa da shi. That the ones have grudges with Hamza. Shi sai yake dan ban san shi ba ma ido da ido shi mai gidan Hamza. I don't even know the man face to face. Sai ya kira ni. We now call him. Sai bani buhun dawa guda 4. We now gave him bag of millet 4. Da buhuna da empty robobi. With empty robbers. The empty robobi, the empty jarakai. And empty jarakansa. The ore.
Okay, the story there is that they used to bury hams inside bags of grains under his seat as he has a golf.
Following the ongoing investigation into the daily killing and unrest caused by rival secret cults in Edo State, operative from FID and IRT also arrested Edosa Obasui, Abu Mary, Endurance, Monday Utubu, and Esther Abu Mary in Ekpoma area of Edo State.
A search of their residences led to the recovery of 2 pump-action guns, numerous voter cards belonging to different individuals, 19 live cartridges, 4 expended cartridges, 1 wooden carved gun, that's a dummy gun, illicit drugs, charms, and their cell phones. During interrogation, they affirmed that the killings in the state were carried out by the Eye confraternity as a result of the rivalry between Eyes and Mafites. Edosa Obasui, where in Edo?
Ikpobaoka, local government area.
Ikpobaoka, local government. Are you a student?
No, sir.
Are you a graduate?
No, sir.
Did you go to school at all?
A school cert holder.
School cert holder.
Yes, sir.
What took you to cultism?
It was one of my bad friends that involved me into that.
Use the mic, please. Use the mic.
It was one of my bad friends that involved me some time ago.
Involved you? How did he involve you? What did he tell you to convince you?
He deceived me. That is the best way.
Furthermore, the operative of the FID SCS also intercepted the movement of military accoutrement from Kaduna to Zamfara State, precisely Shinkafa local government area. The suspects were said to have been supplying military camouflage to notorious bandit Bello Tunji and his gang members, who in turn have been terrorizing the state.
Are you a soldier?
I'm a civilian, sir.
You're a civilian. What are you doing with the uniforms? All these accoutrements?
The uniform come from my best friend.
Your best friend?
Alasan, yes, sir. He is Air Force, Nigerian Air Force.
He's still serving?
What, sir?
Is he the staff? Abi don't come out.
Yes, he's the staff.
He don't come out.
Yes, he don't come
out. We
out.
don't commercial him.
Yes.
He don't come out. What did he say make they take and do?
He sent it to Bello Authority.
What did Bello Authority they do?
They wear that uniform.
To do what?
To go to operation.
What operation?
Kidnap it and something like that.
The force is, however, resolute in its plans to dismantle all criminal syndicates, particularly those supplying arms and ammunition to bandits, before going after the main criminals. Adejobi further reassured the commitment of the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetokun, towards ensuring the safety and security of all Nigerians and the foreigners alike. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
The Nigerian Meteorological Agency has said that the decisive heat between the experience in the country presently will remain for a while. The Met discloses in its weather and climate update posted on its official X page. The agency in the post also outlined the weather's implications and provided guidance to the public on how to manage the situation. The Met said air temperatures hit 41 degrees Celsius over the north and 39 degrees Celsius over the south, with model projections indicating temperatures to remain high in the coming days. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency NDLEA Osun Command says it will continue to partner with the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps to fight crimes and drug abuse. The NDLEA State Commander Chidi Nadim, this is known when the Osun NCDC State Commander Dr. Aderolewa Akintayo paid him a courtesy visit in Osobo. Nadi said the both commands will not relent in their synergy strategies towards ensuring the safety of lives and properties in the state. He also commended the NCDC boss for the visit, adding that it will further foster unity in achieving the set goals and mandate of the security outfit. And as part of measures to secure the nation's capital, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has placed a 20 million naira bounty on 2 wanted kidnappers terrorizing the territory. Kikeloma Okere reports that Wike made this commitment in Abuja when he paid a walking visit to FCT Police Command.
Upon arrival at the FCT Command, Wike was received by the Commissioner of Police, Bennett Igwe, and then proceeded to inspect the guards on parade. Addressing the officers, the minister, while commending the new Commissioner of Police for the successes recorded so far since his assumption of duty, promised to provide all the needed support to win the war against insecurity in the Federal Capital Territory. Wike further placed a bounty of 20 million naira on 2 kidnappers, Dahiru Adamu and Abu Ibrahim, who are currently on the wanted list of the FCT Police Command for kidnapping in the nation's capital.
Just give it to them. You said it's remaining about 2 or 3 persons. Okay, let me put money on their head. So wherever they are, send their men out there. I'll give them 20 million naira. Go and fish them out, wherever they are. Use that money on their head. I want to see them live or dead.
Earlier in his remark, the Commissioner of Police, FCT Command Bennett Igwe, warned criminals to stay off Federal Capital Territory, saying the war against insecurity will be extended to the neighboring states like Niger, Nasarawa, and Kaduna states to make FCT a safe space. He further reiterated the commitment of the police to secure the lives and properties of residents.
Mortgage housing estate in Kabusa. They have finished, they have confessed to that, Your Excellency. They are responsible for the kidnap in Keti village, Fulani residents, where the Al-Hadi Sani, many people know the area is a popular place. They are responsible. They are responsible for the kidnap of a gate man and her madam in Kabusa estate. They are equally responsible for the kidnap of Mr. Sunday Zakwai and 4 others. Mr. Sunday Zakwai, the district head, they killed him. They have equally confessed that, Excellency. They are equally responsible for the kidnap. That was what led to our arresting them yesterday. The 2 staff of the Ministry of Defense, the Defense Estate kidnap. This is their work. And we recovered the sum of 9 million naira ransom from them. The money is here. They have in their cart. We recovered their guns. We have not finished. The husband of the other 2, that's the people that are remaining, were for us to complete their actions, sir.
26 suspects who specialize in kidnapping and playing part in Kabusa Katie kidnap cases, as well as killing of the district head at the army estate, were paraded among others. Kikelomo Okeri, Global Television News.
The Rivers State Police Command has announced the dismissal of one Inspector Michael Odei over his involvement in a $3,000 extortion case. Odei, alongside two Assistant Superintendent of Police, Dobara Adeyoba and Talent Bungo, were accused of kidnapping and extorting two men. Afterwards, the three officers whisked their unexpected victims to Tui State before disposing them of the said amount, equivalent of 4.2 million naira. However, the State Police Command, through its spokesperson, Grace Koko, said the money has been recovered and handed over to the owners. You are watching News Prime, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using our Global TV, NG, and other handles now shown on your screen. When News Prime returns, OPEC says Nigeria's crude oil productions dropped in January. The news continues shortly with details of these and more stories. After this break, do stay with us. This is Global Television, bringing you live broadcasts of News Prime. Many thanks for staying with us. The Jigawa Pilgrims Welfare Board said no fewer than 1,200 intending pilgrims in the state have made full payment of the 4.69 million naira fare for the 2024 Ija. The board's public relations officer Murtala Osman made this known in Dutse. Osman said that the board was allocated a total of 1,518 slots by the National Ija Commissions of Nigeria for the 2024 Ija, out of which 1,200 intending pilgrims made full payment. Osman added that the orientation program for the intending pilgrims had commenced to prepare them for the proper conduct of the Ija exercise in accordance with the teachings of Islam. Now, foreign scene, the United States National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, has provided pictures of the location where the helicopter carrying Access Holdings Chief Executive Officer Herbert Wige crashed. Wige, his wife, Doreen, their son, Chizi Wige, and former Nigerian Exchange Group Chairman Abimbola Ogunbajo crashed in a helicopter close to the California-Nevada border near Olarian Springs. The images released after the Michael Grammer is a board member with the NTSB said they had visited the site and outlined the activities conducted on the fateful day of investigation at the accident site. Shows NTSB officials observing the wreckage at the site. Ghana's president removed his finance minister in a sweeping reshuffle ahead of December elections, where an economic crisis looks set to take center stage. Ken Ofori-Atta will be replaced by lawmaker Mohammed Amin Adam, according to presidency statement. The long-serving finance minister in office since 2017 has faced criticism for his handling of Ghana's most severe economic crisis in decades. Inflation rate exceeded 50% in 2022, and the stable West African country accepted a $3 billion International Monetary Fund bailout after the Ghanaian city lost half of its value. A big Russian amphibious ship, the Caesar Convulse, has sunk off the coast of Russian-occupied Crimea, according to Ukraine's armed forces. Powerful explosions were heard early on Wednesday morning, according to local social media, which suggested the landing ship had been hit not far south of the town of Yalta. Ukraine has repeatedly hit Russia's Black Sea fleet in occupied Crimea. Satellite image last year showed much of the fleet had left the peninsula. Russia's full-scale war in Ukraine is due to enter its third year next week, and Ukraine's armed forces chief have admitted the situation is extremely complex. And the top United Nations officials has warned an Israeli assault on Rafah, Gaza's southmost city, could lead to a slaughter. Humanitarian Chief Martin Griffiths said Palestinians in Gaza were already suffering as an assault that is unparalleled in their intensity, brutality, and scope, adding that the consequences of an invasion of Rafah would be catastrophic. An Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed to defeat Hamas gunmen he says are hiding in the city. In an unusually strongly worded statement, Griffiths said over 1 million people were crammed in Rafah, staring dead in the face. He said civilians in the city had little food or access to medicines and nowhere safe to go. Republicans in the United States House of Representatives voted on Tuesday night to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. The lawmakers claim Mayorkas had been responsible for a record influx of illegal migrants crossing the U.S.-Mexico border in the past year. According to Voice of America, the vote was 214 to 213 to impeach, but 3 Republicans sided with the Democrats against it. The impeachment of Mayorkas, the political equivalent of an indictment, could prove to be a symbolic victory for its Republican critics, who are looking as the November elections approach to attack Democratic President Joe Biden and Democratic lawmakers for the chaos in the United States southern border. Italy's competition authority on Wednesday fined British American Tobacco's Italian division €6 million and Amazon €1 million for misleading advertising of heated tobacco product. The companies advertised British American Tobacco's devices without making clear information about the tobacco nicotine consumptions connected to the use of these devices and the prohibitions of their sale to minors. It said the products were marketed as simple electronic devices and more design objects with adverts focusing on the aesthetics and ignoring the fact they involve consuming tobacco. A quick look at business. The Naira gained marginally against the United States dollar on Tuesday, appreciating a 1,499 from all-time low of 1,534 to the US dollar on the official Nigerian Autonomous Foreign Exchange Market. This means the Naira gained by 2.3% of or 335 according to FMDQ Exchange, a platform that publishes official foreign exchange trading in the country. The Naira has depreciated following the removal of fuel subsidy and the unification of the exchange rate market by President Bola Tinubu. Nigeria's crude oil productions marginally dropped in January 2024 compared to what it was in December 2023. Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries said Nigeria's crude production dropped from 422 million barrels per day in December to 1.419 in January, decreasing by 3,000 PUD according to secondary sources. This was contained in the OPEC's monthly oil report released for February 2024. However, the report said that the nation's oil productions rose from 1.33 to 1.42 MMPAD based on the database through the direct communication. The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Oil, Enoken Lambori, has called for more investments to explore Nigeria's enormous gas reserves. Lambori made the call on Tuesday on the 8th edition of the Sub-Saharan Africa International Petroleum Exhibitions and Conference held in Lagos. The minister was represented by the CIAPIC, by the Director of Gas Ministry of Petroleum Resources, Oluremi Kamolafo, said the event was significant for the energy sector, especially at the period when energy transition and security is a global topic. According to him, gas is not just a transition fuel in Nigeria, but it is a strategy to achieve a more secure energy future and as a catalyst for other national development goals. Statutory federal allocations to the covers of the state government will increase by 69% to 5.54 trillion naira in 2024. According to figures obtained from 2024 approved budget, states are projected to receive 2.24 trillion naira more than the 3.3 trillion naira disbursed in 2023. The bulk of the revenues shared at FARC meetings by the federal, state, and local government are earnings from oil export taxes and other statutory allocations. Under the current revenue formula, the federal government gets 52.68% of the revenue, state 26.72%, and local government 20.60%. The Federal Inland Revenue Service has assured business in the country of a friendly tax administration. The executive chairman of IFRS, Dr. Sakis Adeji, discloses when he hosted the management team of MTN Nigeria led by Chief Executive Officer Carl Chorila in Abuja recently. Adeji stated the agency's resolve to create an environment for business growth by removing every obstacles in the way of corporate entities was in line with the directive of President Bola Tinubu. The FIR's chairman further explained that the ongoing restructuring at the agency had led to the creation of a one-stop shop for taxpayers cutting to the turnover thresholds. And now the federal government has specified new conditions for tolling the Benin-Asaba and Lagos-Abeokuta road corridor, stating that toll collections will only commence upon the completion of 100% of one carriageway. The conditions follow the renegotiation process with Africa Plus partners Nigeria Limited after heightened inflationary pressures, exchange rate concerns, and reduced vehicular traffic on the highways occasioned by the increase in the pump price of petroleum motor spirit. It added that other conditions such as the design of the project, the approved construction period, and no variations must be strictly adhered to. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, introduced the new parameters to strengthen the quality delivery and management of road infrastructure under the Highway Development and Management Initiative and ensure efficient utilization of the completed project by road users. This is now John Kikelomo for more updates on business news.
Hello and welcome to Business Reports on Prime News. The mining and quarrying sector witnessed a substantial influx of bank loan in the third quarter of 2023, with borrowing surge to approximately 12.76 billion naira, as detailed in the Central Bank of Nigeria's latest quarterly statistical bulletin. This leap represents a staggering 296% increase from the 3.22 billion naira recorded in the preceding quarter, underscoring a robust appetite for capital despite broader economic challenges. By the close of September 2023, the cumulative debt burden shouldered by firms within the sector had escalated by a notable 43% to 42.35 billion naira, up from 29.59 billion naira at the end of June 2023. This financial trajectory is particularly noteworthy against the backdrop of regulatory headwinds, as some Nigerian states imposes ban on mining activities during the same period. The forex turnover witnessed a notable increase of 202.97%, reaching $207.50 million, as the Nigerian naira made gain against the dollar in the official market. This depreciation follows a concerning dip in the naira's value, which saw it plummet to an all-time low of 1,534 per dollar just the day before. The drastic decline was accompanied by a staggering 64.69% drop in forex turnover, plummeting to $89.61 million. In contrasting, the exchange rate worsened in the black market, sliding to 1,517 naira, marking a 1.78% decrease from the previous day's rate. Despite various policies implemented by the Central Bank of Nigeria aimed at bolstering forex supply, the challenges persist. However, there was a silver lining, as the domestic currency managed to appreciate by 2.36%, closing at 1,499 to a dollar by the end of business of the day. These figures are sourced from the Nigerian Autonomous Foreign Exchange Market (NAFEM), where forex transactions are officially traded. The Nigerian Breweries PLC has issued a price review notification to all its customers in the West Zone. This is contained in a letter issued to customers. According to the statement, the price adjustment, effective from Monday, February 19, 2024, is deemed necessary to offset the impact of increased production expenses. Although the company assured customers with full funded and system-registered order before the specified date will be honored at the existing price. However, any order exceeding the communicated quantity window will be subjected to the revised pricing. This is the third time adjustment in the year that the FMCG company is reviewing its prices. Gold is under pressure amid the hot inflation data from the world's largest economy. These losses occurred as pressure from higher U.S. 10-year Treasury yields increase, following the disappointments of early Fed rate cuts in March and May due to strong U.S. inflation statistics. High inflation data typically creates a negative bias for gold because it increases the likelihood that interest rates will stay elevated, which raises the opportunity cost of owning the non-yielding metal. The price of gold has dropped to support level around $2,000 per ounce as investors consider the persistent data on U.S. inflation. Price action shows the yellow metal confirmed breaking the $2,017 level after closing below it yesterday, to fall under the correctional bearish pressure again on its way to visiting $1,988 support level that represents 50% Fibonacci level for the rise from $1,810.33 to $2,144. The Federal Reserve maintained interest rates in the range of 5.25% to minus 0.50% for a longer period, but the inflation data has turned out to be hotter than anticipated. The precious metal has proven to be dependable and valued asset over time, even in the face of a constant changing investing landscape. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
And in sport, Confederation of African Football (CAF) has announced official 2023 African Cup of Nations AFCON theme of the tournament, which includes the three Super Eagles players. In what was regarded as the best AFCON history, hosts the Ivory Coast were crowned winners after a stunning comeback 2-1 victory over Nigeria in Sunday's final. CAF named Williams and Tabo Malcolm to the official tournament theme, while Colissus Model, who had largely expected to make the cut, was left out. Olahina, Truth Ekong, and Ademola Lukman are Nigeria's three representatives, while Ivory Coast has three: Frank Kezia, Jane Michael Siri, and Gislan Konan. Let's now turn to Anthony Modu for more updates on sport news.
The Minister of Sport Development, Senator John Owen Enoch, has pledged to work with military and paramilitary institutions to develop world-class athletes who can win international accolades for the country. Senator Enoch made this commitment while delivering a speech at the first edition of the Military and Paramilitary Judo Championship in Abuja on the 14th of February. He expressed his regret that the fertile grounds which military and paramilitary institutions once provided for producing sports talent have been eroded over the years. Therefore, he called for the resuscitation of this practice. The minister commended the Nigerian Judo Federation for initiating the Military and Paramilitary Judo Championship. He also encouraged other sports federations to follow in their footsteps and initiate partnership with the military and paramilitary institutions to improve the chances of the country for podium appearances.
Well, I think it is something that needs to be encouraged. It's also an effort that needs to be emulated by other federations. And why am I saying this? I mean, it's the military and the paramilitary have been at the forefront of a lot of the sporting laurels and medals that this country has won, in almost all the sports. I mean, don't forget, the first goal we won in the long jump came from someone that was part of the military paramilitary. So for the Judo Federation, and the president had noted the fact that he's found out that there's some bit of winning interest, and that, the military and the paramilitary that in the past had been like a pool, like, it's a feeder, for a lot of the competitions that the Judo Federation used to take part. It was no longer so. So this, novel initiative to do this championship, is actually something that I believe is going to, reignite and reinvigorate the interest of the media and the paramilitary. And I think that it's for me to use the opportunity to make a clarion call to other sporting federations that, that they should, their relationship with, the various militaries and paramilitaries should be such that competitions of this nature should be organized in order for us as a country to continue to benefit from the huge sporting talents that exist in the military and the paramilitary.
The Honorable Minister of Sport Development, Senator John Enoch, has extended profound gratitude to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for bestowing the esteemed member of the Order of the Niger National Award upon members of the Super Eagles team in recognition of their remarkable performance at the recently concluded AFCON 2023 tournament held in Côte d'Ivoire. Senator Enoch also appreciated Mr. President and the Honorable Minister of the FCT, Nelson Wike, for gifting the players and officials apartment, a plot of land each in the FCT. Enoch stated that President Tinubu's gesture underscores the nation's deep appreciation for the tireless effort and achievement of our Super Eagles. The team courageously displayed in the last 30 days has not only brought pride and joy to the hearts of Nigerians, but has also earned them a well-deserved place of honor in the annals of Nigerian sports history. The delegation led by Minister John Owen Enoch, alongside officials of the Nigerian Football Federation, had the distinct honor of presenting the team to President Tinubu at the Council Chamber of the State House in Abuja. The reception held on Tuesday morning marked a momentous occasion as the nation collectively celebrated the achievements of our football heroes. Brazil legend Romário has claimed that only two players in history were better than him. Romário made 70 appearances for Brazil between 1987 and 2005 and scored 55 goals for his country. He won the Golden Ball award as Brazil lifted the World Cup in 1994. The former Barcelona player added that he feels that he was at the same level as Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. Romario also stated his belief that he was a superior player to Kylian Mbappe, Erling Haaland, and Luis Suarez. In an interview, Romario was asked to compare himself with various star names, past and present. According to Romario, only Diego Maradona and Pele were better than him. Former Manchester United interim boss Ralf Rangnick has emerged as a surprise contender to succeed Xavi Hernandez at Barcelona next season. The 65-year-old is revered in his native Germany but endured a disappointing stint at Old Trafford after agreeing to step in following the dismissal of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in November 2021. The former RB Leipzig coach has been in charge of the Austrian national team since leaving United and guided them to qualification for this summer's European Championship. Barcelona president Juan Laporta is reportedly a big fan of Rangnick and really likes him as an option to replace Xavi, according to Spanish outlet Sport. Despite his underwhelming stint in the Premier League, Rangnick's reputation as a developer of top young talent has endured. While Laporta is a fan of Rangnick, Barcelona have drawn up a star-studded shortlist of candidates to succeed coach Xavi Hernandez, with Mikel Arteta, Xavi Alonso, Roberto Di Zerbi reportedly among the contenders. Xavi announced on January 27 that he will depart the club at the end of the season, having taken over in November 2021. Manchester United midfield player Kobbie Mainoo is planning to keep his international options open until later this year, despite growing interest from Gareth Southgate. The England manager watched Mainoo's 10th successful Premier League start for United in their 2-1 win at Aston Villa yesterday, but the 18-year-old is also eligible for Ghana and in no rush to make a decision. Mainoo will accept any call-up he is offered by England, having already represented them at the under-16, under-18 and under-19 level, but has no immediate plans to make a definitive decision on his international career. The Stockport-born midfield player qualifies for Ghana through his parents, with Ghana FA board member Randy Abbey telling The Times last week that they are hopeful of persuading Mainoo to switch his allegiance to the Black Stars. Mainoo is expected to defer his decision until he is confident of breaking into the senior England squad on a regular basis, which, despite his impressive performances for United, is not likely to be until the autumn at the earliest. And that's how we call it a wrap on the Sports News Update. I am Anthony Momodu.
Look at our top stories. President Tinubu sought confirmation of Ira as DG of NHIA. FCT Minister pledged 20 million bounty on 2 notorious kidnappers. And also sought annual review of minimum wage. And referencing Italy fined Bart Amazon 7 million euros over misleading tobacco ads. And that is it on News Prime. This came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. When Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using our Global TV, NG and other handles now shown on the screen. I am Edikan Michael. Many thanks for watching. See you again.